Hello, everybody, and this is Dr. Merkel continuing a video that I sent you a few days ago. And this one is going to actually show you via PowerPoint some tools that I use to hardwire my devices in order to not use Wi-Fi in my house, and other devices that I utilize in order to cut down on dirty electricity in my home and office. So let's take it away. Hang on here. Okay, so here we are, and we are in the process of, let's see, what am I doing here? Like I said, this is support tools for you that would like to hardwire instead of using Wi-Fi so that you're not bathed in it regularly. I mentioned the importance of drinking lots of water. I mentioned the fact that you need to turn off all your devices and your modem and your router so you have no Wi-Fi at night, and how important that is. So just wanted to reiterate that. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, in my office and home, I have a cable internet, and the black line here is coming from the cable into my modem. Okay, the modem receives that, and then from the yellow cord, it goes, that's an Ethernet cord. It looks like just a big fat phone cord. And from there, that goes to my next device, which is my router. The router is what sends the Wi-Fi either out around the environment as waves in the environment, or it can be hardwired. And the back of it is the second photo, and you can see the cable coming in from the modem, and then the white and blue cables, and there's a black one too, going off to my devices. And those are all Ethernets just plugged into the back of my router. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Now, this is the side of my laptop computer. I'm doing this Zoom call right now on the mainframe, or not mainframe, but my main computer, my main personal computer that's not a laptop. I do use a laptop when I do acupuncture in my office and certain other things, and I put that in my second office room. And this is an older laptop, so it's got the HDMI port, the Ethernet port, and the USB ports. Now, some of you have newer computers, newer laptops, so you won't have the Ethernet cord. In my case, I go from the rat's nest you see at the bottom of the picture on the left, the router, and the other end plugs right nicely into my Ethernet port, my plug on that laptop. If you have a newer laptop, you can still use either the HDMI port or a USB port by buying a little adapter. And the adapter that's shown in the right side picture is a USB port on one, it goes into the USB port, it's a plug. And the other end, you can see in the little tiny picture, is an Ethernet plug in. And so you can see in that picture on the right how if you have a newer one, you need that adapter that plugs into one of the plugs that your new laptop does have, and then an Ethernet comes out of the back of that. So Another thing that I've talked to some of you about is the fact that I can move my laptop away from the router, and I can move it anywhere in my home or office and plug it in. But what I need is a connector pair. And you can buy these, they're made by different brands. And this one happens to be a TP-Link brand connector pair. And they always come with a mate. They're identical. They both plug into wall electrical socket. And one you plug into a socket close to the router with the attached Ethernet cord plugging into your device. And I'm sorry, one of them plugs in close to your router and the Ethernet cord plugs into the router. The other mate then goes anywhere you want that has an electrical plug inside your home or office business space, and you plug that into a wall near where you want to use your device. And that Ethernet connects the wall socket, connector pair plug-in to your device directly. So you can see how in the picture to the right, you just plug it into the wall socket, and one end either goes to the router, or if it's the mate, it goes to your device. Okay, here's one that I have in my house. That's not my laptop, but it's an additional pair that I have. And it is in a whole different place away from my office. And it is for my Roku, so that I can watch streaming TV. I can watch Netflix. I can watch Amazon Prime movies. I can look at PBS and all kinds of other stuff. And I can also watch the high wire from there. Any of the programs that you choose, if you go by Roku on Roku.com, you can purchase the special kind of Roku device that has a built-in Ethernet. Not all of them do. A lot of them are just little tiny plugins you plug in the back of your TV. This one is special because you can hardwire it into your internet, and you don't have to rely on Wi-Fi, which the other ones do. Okay, so the picture of the Roku box shows on the left the electric cord, the power cord going out. You've got that steering cord is the HDMI plug-in, and that connects directly to my TV set. And then the blue cord is the Ethernet cord that goes right into the picture on the right. So that is paired with the little picture on the left, which talks to the picture on the right through the electrical system. But its Ethernet cord goes right into the router, while the other one goes right into my Roku. And that's how you can go all over your home or your office, anything that's connected via the same electrical box in the space. You can just use two different plugs to plug in your two mates of the connector pair, and you can carry your devices anywhere you want, have internet, and not have any Wi-Fi turned on. Okay, in the next picture, I want to show you the two pictures. I want to show you options that you can use in your home or your office to filter out the negative electricity that causes dirty electricity. So basically what these filters do, and you see this one, it's kind of upside down, but in the picture of the instruction book, basically, you see it turned right side up. But it's plugged in here in the picture, the first picture to the left, into one of my power strips. I have two majorly filled power strips that have lots of little transformer boxes plugged in, and they're causing a little bit of dirty electricity beyond what I've done to already remediate the home and the office. So I ended up plugging in these standalone, less expensive filters that continue the job to filter the electricity, and in this case on this surge protector plug-in. I have gone to some of my clients' homes and their offices. I use certain devices, the meters, electric meters, to identify what needs to be remediated, and then I can determine whether a whole house or whole office filter is best, or if I can just use some of the little plugins like this one to help with the dirty electricity. Now, people that are sensitive to EMFs can feel the electricity if it's dirty in a space. And some of the other things that have to do with dirty electricity is that it wastes money, it costs more because you're using more electricity, it's less efficient, it's dirty power, it has bad harmonics, which means the negatives and the positives are not in balance with each other. They cause high EMFs, or electromagnetic fields, in your space. There are surges, there are spikes, anything dirty from your neighbors comes right into your space, and it creates inefficient power that can wear down your devices, and it can wear out your appliances and other motors in your home or your office much more quickly than good efficient power. So with a good filter, and I've done research and these are the best I've found, they not only save you money on your power bill, but it cleans up the power, it filters harmonics, it reduces your EMFs, protects your equipment, your motors, your all kinds of things in your house, and it just really reduces how much power you use, which is really good for the environment. Okay, so that's the first option. These run a couple $100 a piece, and usually I put them in an office or a home in pairs based on the phases of electricity coming from the boxes. And you got to kind of know more about electricity to know about that. The other option is to get a whole house or a whole office filter. And they come in different sizes depending on the square footage of your home or office, the space that needs to have the filter, the electricity filtered. And they're connected either to your primary electrical box or your secondary electrical box. This picture shows one that I've got that is connected to a secondary box, but it still feeds into phase 1 and phase 2 and cleans all the electricity in the main box and throughout the home and the office. Okay, so I could not find an electrician in my region that had any idea of what I was putting in. One came over and gave me a service call, and I taught him for an hour, and he threw up his hands and said, I have no idea what dirty electricity is, so I really can't help you with that. So I just read the directions, got some coaching from the company, and hired my carpenter who does electricity to do it for me, and it works perfectly. Okay, so I highly recommend for the earlier plug-in things that you just go to, you can get some of that stuff like at a store like Walmart's or at a local electronics store, or if you know anybody that builds computers, go to those people. The whole house filters and the plug-in filters you can buy in addition to light bulbs. And electric meters if you want to get your own meter to test to see if you have dirty electricity, and they're not expensive. You can buy them through Static. That's who I recommend. That's a company in Missoula, Montana, And you could go to their website, which is SATIC.com, SATIC, like in this slide. You can call them. And if you use the discount code Dr. Ann GA for Georgia, you'll get 10% off your purchase for any of those things. Okay, if you want more information, please contact me directly. And if you're local, I can test your electricity. I have all kinds of test things. I can see if filters will work. I've got numerous meters to test what kind of electricity is hitting you in your house, and if it's dirty because of the just static in your own internal lines or not. So feel free to look into this. These are the easiest things you can do to start to remediate and get rid of EMFs and dirty electricity. Okay, so I want to urge you to take care of yourself. At least 35% of the world's population is suffering chronic health disorders right now, including anxiety, depression, stress, on top of everything else, just because of the electromagnetics. So it's up to you to be responsible for your good device hygiene. I highly recommend getting rid of your Wi-Fi, but staying on internet by using your good devices. And then also make sure that you're not living in a sea of dirty electricity. It's one thing to turn off your Wi-Fi, but it's another thing if you've got just intrinsic electrical sludge going through your lines, and you don't need that. So I hope this has been helpful. There will be additional EMF related videos coming up in the future, talking about the little necklaces and the standalone things. And I'll show you all kinds of devices I bought and tried to use over the years that for a sensitive person, I feel them all. My body is not going to entrain to somebody else's frequency. I have to be very picky. So just consider me a canary in the coal mine, testing for the rest of you, because you are being affected. So 35% of the population has chronic health disorders, and they don't even know why, because most doctors don't have a clue that there is a condition. It is testable by using a blood test, and you don't need to get sick if you don't have to. Just be responsible. So I hope this helps you to enjoy using your devices, enjoy your home without having the side effects. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.